There is a whisper on the hot winds across the Horn of Africa, a story carried by the sand and the silence, echoing along the Red Sea's edge. It's a story that few outside this land truly hear, but it shapes the way the world sees Eritrea. Eritrea, often called the most sinful country, a place shrouded in mystery and controversy, perched on the edge of Africa and the world's imagination. It's a label that sticks, simple, damning, and easy for the world to repeat. Headlines and rumors swirl, painting Eritrea in broad strokes, rarely pausing to look deeper. Eritrea's sins are its defiance, its secrecy, its single-party rule, and the indefinite national service that drives its youth to flee. These are the stories that dominate the news, the images that shape perceptions. But a country is more than its government, more than the sum of its politics or the headlines that define it from afar. Life pulses in the markets, in the laughter of families, in the rhythm of daily survival. It's the grandmother performing the coffee ceremony, passing on tradition with every careful movement. It's the children playing football in the dust, dreaming of futures beyond the horizon. It's the farmers coaxing life from dry earth, their hands weathered but determined, nurturing hope where the world sees only hardship. To call a nation sinful erases millions of ordinary lives and their quiet resilience. It overlooks the dignity, the endurance, and the small joys that persist in the face of adversity. This story looks past the headlines, seeking the Eritrea that exists beyond judgment, a land of contradictions, pride, and survival. Here, hope and hardship walk side by side, and identity is forged in the struggle to endure. This is Eritrea, not a caricature, but a place that demands understanding, a nation whose true story is written in the lives of its people every single day. In June 2025, the US imposed a sweeping travel ban, sending shockwaves through communities around the world. The announcement came suddenly, with little warning, and its impact was immediate and profound. News outlets flashed headlines, and families everywhere braced for what was to come. Eritrea was on the list, a small nation, already isolated, now facing even greater barriers. For many Eritreans, the news felt like a heavy blow, cutting off hopes for reunification, education, and opportunity abroad. For Washington, it was policy, a calculated move in a complex geopolitical game. Officials spoke of national security and foreign relations, justifying the decision as necessary, even as they acknowledged the human cost. For Eritreans, it was a wall, an invisible barrier that separated families, crushed dreams, and deepened a sense of isolation that had already lasted for years. Parents worried for their children, siblings were kept apart, and the hope of seeing loved ones again faded. A student scholarship to California, years in the making, vanished overnight. The dream of studying abroad, of building a future and giving back to family was suddenly out of reach. For many young Eritreans, the ban closed doors that had taken a lifetime to open. A father in Virginia, who had saved for a decade to bring his family together, saw the door to reunion slammed shut. His sacrifices, his hopes, and his plans were all undone by a single policy change, leaving him with only memories and unanswered questions. The ban's cruelty is felt in the quiet spaces of family life, punishing ordinary people for politics they can't control. Around dinner tables, in whispered conversations, the pain of separation lingers, and the uncertainty of the future weighs heavily on every heart. For Eritrea's youth, the message is clear. Legal pathways are closed, and dangerous routes are all that remain. With hope dimmed, many are forced to consider perilous journeys, risking everything for a chance at a better life elsewhere. The travel ban, meant to pressure the government, only tightens the screws on its most vulnerable citizens. Instead of fostering change, it deepens hardship, fueling frustration and despair among those who have the least power to influence events. It turns an already isolated nation into a fortress, with borders that feel higher and thicker than ever before. For people in remote villages and crowded cities alike, choices shrink and hope becomes a rare commodity. The world's decisions echo in Eritrean homes, far from the halls of power. Each newscast, each official statement is felt deeply in the daily lives of ordinary people, shaping their futures in ways they cannot control. The ban is not just policy, it's a message of exclusion. A signal that some lives and dreams are deemed less worthy. It tells a generation that their aspirations are not welcome, and that their struggles are invisible to those in power. And it's the people who pay the price, families, students, and workers, whose only wish is to build a better life. In the end, the true cost of the travel ban is measured not in headlines, but in the quiet heartbreak of those left behind. Daily life in Eritrea is the art of making do. Most live in rural villages, tied to the land, dependent on rain and community. The economy is fragile, jobs are scarce, and the Nakfa is nearly worthless outside Eritrea. Yet resilience runs deep. Neighbors share food, build homes, and celebrate together. In cities, markets bustle and cafes offer a brief escape, but information is tightly controlled. The shadow of indefinite national service looms, driving the young to dream of escape. Still, Eritreans assert their pride, visible in clean streets, preserved culture, and unwavering hospitality. Life is hard, but the spirit endures. Eritrea's daily grind is a testament to survival and quiet dignity. Asmara is a time capsule, Africa's modernist jewel. Italian architects built a city of Art Deco cinemas, futuristic service stations, and bold geometry. Today these buildings are living history, reclaimed by Eritreans as symbols of identity, not colonialism. The city is clean, calm, and safe, its slow pace a world apart from chaotic capitals. For travelers, Asmara is a place to wander, to sit in cafes, to absorb a unique atmosphere. Its elegance and order stand in poignant contrast to the country's political reality. Asmara is a modernist dream, frozen in time, quietly awaiting rediscovery. Here, the past and present blend in haunting beauty. Eritrea's landscapes are as diverse as its history. Descend from the cool highlands to the Red Sea coast, and you reach Massawa, a city of coral block ruins and echoes of Ottoman, Egyptian, and Italian eras. Just offshore, the Darlak archipelago offers pristine reefs and deserted beaches, one of the last untouched underwater worlds. Inland, Keren's camel market and the ancient ruins of Kahaito reveal layers of history and agricultural life. Each region tells a different story, of survival, beauty, and resilience. Exploring Eritrea means patience and permits, but the reward is a glimpse into a country far richer than its headlines. Eritrea's true treasures lie beyond its capital, in landscapes shaped by time and endurance. Here, nature and history are inseparable. Visiting Eritrea is not for the casual tourist. The visa process is slow and opaque, filtering out all but the most determined. Travel permits are required for every journey outside Asmara, reinforcing the sense of being watched. Infrastructure is basic, but authenticity is the reward. The challenges force travelers to engage deeply with people, bureaucracy, and daily life. Eritrea offers a journey back in time, untouched by globalism, where culture is fiercely preserved. For those willing to trade convenience for authenticity, Eritrea is a rare, priceless experience. The price of admission is high, but the insight is profound. Eritrea's soul is a mosaic of 9 ethnic groups, each with its own language and traditions. Diversity is celebrated in food. Injera and spicy stews, Italian-influenced pasta, and the daily coffee ceremony. Music and dance pulse through weddings and festivals, connecting generations. Despite hardship, these traditions endure, anchors of identity and pride. The coffee ceremony, traditional dress and languages are fiercely protected, living parts of daily life. Culture is Eritrea's unbreakable thread, binding people together when politics divide. In Eritrea, culture is not just heritage, it's survival. It's the one thing that cannot be taken away. To truly understand Eritrea, you must listen to its people, their voices, their stories, and the quiet strength that shapes their daily lives. In the heart of Asmara and beyond, every conversation, every shared glance carries the weight of history and hope. Gebre, a war veteran, sits quietly at a bustling cafe, his hands wrapped around a warm cup of coffee. He reflects, "We fought for this peace. It's not perfect, but it's ours." His words echo the sacrifices of a generation who endured conflict and now cherish the fragile calm they helped create. For Gebre and many like him, peace is not just an absence of war, it's a daily act of perseverance. Eleni, a young shopkeeper, stands behind her counter, watching the world pass by. She dreams of a future filled with possibility, but feels the weight of closed borders and limited opportunities. "We love our country, but we want opportunities. The world is closing its doors," she says, her voice tinged with both pride and longing. For Eritrea's youth, hope is a quiet rebellion against uncertainty. Fatuma, a mother navigating the busy market, finds strength in her community. She balances bags of produce and the laughter of her children, her focus unwavering. We help each other. Politics are distant. Feeding my children is what matters. For Fatuma, survival is a collective effort, and the bonds of family and neighborly support are her lifeline. These voices, of Gebre, Eleni, Fatuma, and countless others, reveal a tapestry of pride, frustration, and hope. Their lives are far more complex than any label or headline can capture. Each face tells a story of endurance, of dreams deferred but not forgotten. For most Eritreans, geopolitics is a distant hum, overshadowed by the immediate realities of daily life. Dignity and survival are the true currencies here, earned through hard work, shared meals, and quiet acts of kindness. Eritreans are not political pawns, but individuals navigating hardship with remarkable patience and grace. Their resilience is not loud, but it is unwavering, a steady force that carries them through each day. Their stories are not about sin or blame, but about the universal desire for meaning, for family, and for hope. Around every table, in every home, these values are passed from one generation to the next. Listen closely and you'll hear resilience in every field tilled, in every lesson learned, in every moment of laughter and sorrow. It is the heartbeat of a nation that refuses to be defined by struggle alone. Eritrea's true story is not written in headlines or statistics, but in the lives of its people. Stories of pride, patience, and the enduring hope for a better tomorrow. Eritrea is a land of contradiction, beauty and isolation, pride and frustration. To label it sinful is to ignore its complexity and humanity. The 2025 travel ban deepens isolation, punishing citizens for politics beyond their control. We must look closer, listen harder, and engage beyond headlines. Understanding is the first step, through culture, history, and personal stories. Eritrea's people are proud, resilient, and hopeful, asking not for pity, but to be seen. Look past the label, and you'll find a nation of immense grace.